Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made this exact nail design. It is so beautiful, to the point where I actually recreated this on actual wearable press-on nails and changed up the color to pink. So maybe in a couple of weeks I'll probably have that video ready. I probably don't want to upload it shortly after this one, but it's a really nice video to show you guys how you can recreate these long designs on super cute little short ones like wearable nails, and also changing it up based on what you have in your collection. So I'm really hoping that video will be quite helpful for you guys, just to see how I do it and how I kind of go about it. And also, the design today was inspired by a Instagram account called Diana Nailsimus. I'll try and remember to leave it in the description for you guys. But oh my goodness, does she do the most stunning nail art designs I've ever seen. She's so right up my alley. She just does, I'm just completely, amazed with everything that she does. And I believe everything that she does is also by hand. So she has a couple of floral design on her Instagram. And she's done this technique where she kind of hand painted a flower, she matte top coats and then uses a nail art gel that cures tack-free glossy on top of the nail and kind of outlines the petals, and I just fell in love with the way that looked. So that's what we're going to try and achieve today. But of course I am nowhere near good at creating flowers by hand, so instead we're going to use some foil, which I always seem to have millions of, and I probably feel like everybody else has loads as well. So hopefully this will be a nice video for you guys to recreate and actually be able to recreate as well, because I know sometimes not everybody might have the stamping plate or something that I have at home to recreate at home as well. So we've got 3 nude nails, 1 baby blue, 1 of the darker nails that I'm now covering up with glitter. So this is going to be our sugared nail. Here it is, looking stunning. So now time for a couple of hand painted little bits and bobs. Nothing too crazy. Most of it is just kind of outlining things or just adding a bit of color to a nail, but nothing where it involves crazy nail art skill or anything like that. So for our first nude nail, I'm going in with the lighter shade of blue. And I'm just outlining my smile line, and then I'm going to colour in the French tip, and then I'm going to pop it into the lamp. So most of everything that I'm going to do today, I'll just show you me doing the 1 coat on camera, and then I'll do the 2nd coat off camera. So of course, for example, like this nail, it will need a 2nd coat because we've got a pretty dark colour underneath and I'm using a lighter colour on top. So it's gonna kind of come through and it will definitely need a 2nd coat. And then once that one's done, I'll pop it aside, and I think I'll just clean up my brush. And then we've got 2 nails that are going to be very similar, but they're going to be flipped. So we'll get onto that in a second. So this whole design isn't a recreation of the lovely Instagram account that I've come across, but it's definitely inspired. So things like outlining the petals, and also we're going to do, I think she's done this little thing where we've placed, I think, glitter, and then on top of it matte top coated, and we did some little stars. I think it might have been from her account, or if not, it was probably from somewhere. It's a pretty easy and reoccurring design actually that I see all around, so I'm not too sure if it's exactly from her or not. But yeah, like I said, I'll leave a link in the description. Highly recommend checking her out, and you can let me know in the comments what you think of her account and if it's also like proper up your alley, because oh boy, does she do some amazing nail art. So back to the 2 designs that are going to be flipped. 1 nail will have the white at the top, the other nail will have the white at the bottom, and we're also flipping the sides. So the white at the top, it's on kind of like the top left hand side, and then the one at the bottom has it bottom right hand side. Now after that's cured, and of course as you can see there's already 2 layers of the white there as well, we are going to do a layer of blue. So we're basically just popping the blue below the white on both nails. So I mean below on the nail that's got white at the top, and above the nail that's got white at the bottom. And at this stage you can kind of thicken up the lines to how you want it. It will depend how large of a nail bed that you're working on, that you have basically. And then once you're happy, again, pop it into the lamp. I'll do another layer off camera, and then once I'm back I will do 1 last layer, which is going to be that very dark blue that I've got chilling there, although it's not very dark, but it's darker than what we've got going on. So as you can see here, I've decided to make it a little bit more thinner, just because I wanted to leave some space at the top where I mentioned we're going to do some glitter and stars. So I wanted to make sure I have enough space there. And to be honest with you guys, with this blue, because it was a darker shade, and Madam Glam gel polishes are super creamy and opaque and super nice to do nail art, colouring in and all that kind of stuff with. I believe I didn't even do a second coat. I don't think I did. Sometimes where I see that the colour is just opaque, look at that. It just completely does not need it, and I don't do it. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste the product or anything like that. So the 2 nails are done. Now, last little bits and bobs on this French tip nail is I'm going to outline the smile line with the darker blue. And then once I've done it and I've tried to kind of, be as clean as I possibly can be, I'm going to thicken up the line, and I thicken up actually pretty big time. Looking back, I wish I did it a bit more thinner, to be honest with you, but it is what it is now. And I'm going to colour it in and then pop it into the lamp. This bit I usually find really hard. It's just, don't know what it is about it, but I just always struggle to do like this French tip outline. Yeah, but luckily the gel polishes themselves help me out. I don't have to do a couple of layers. That's kind of nice to know. that I'm only going to be suffering doing it once rather than twice. And then I'll pop it into the lamp. Alrighty, time for the glitter. So this is the glitter I've got. Both glitters are actually from Larissi. I always rave about them like there's no tomorrow. You all know. I don't think I've ever spoken about any other place for glitters other than Ali sometimes. So Larissi is an amazing website for glitters. I do have a link in the description, which I believe saves you guys some either money, or I don't know whether it discounts a set amount, like a value, or if it's just a percentage. But either way, it saves you some money. So definitely go ahead and use it. And they're just the best place for glitters. They offer wholesale if you decide to do some sort of a business with your glitters. If not, they've just got a bunch of mixes and hexes and fines and everything like that on there. So definitely check them out, because both glitters are from there. And whilst I'm talking about discount codes, I will have a discount code down there for Madam Glam as well. And also about Quidco. If you don't know about Quidco, it's a cashback website where you do your regular shopping through, and then you get yourself a cashback. So basically just free money for shopping. I've been using it for, I think, over 2 years now, and I've saved so much money. And it's not just any shopping, like it's literally every shopping. It's your groceries, it's your clothes, it's your nail products. Glitter Bells was, and maybe still is on there at some point. Shein's on there, AliExpress is on there, so you basically can get your money back, or a percentage anyways, from shopping up for your nail art, which is really cool. I always do it. Literally cannot go from buying anything online now without checking Quidco if there's a cashback. So it's now just installed in my brain. So if you use my link in the description, you'll be helping out the channel. And also, if you use it, you actually get £15 for free for just using my link. So what you have to do is create an account through my link. And then once you get your first £5 cashback, it will automatically add an extra £15 for free just for using my link. So definitely check it out, guys. And I really appreciate all your help and support. So now back onto the nails. We've got the blue nail that has just the glitter at the top. The French tip nail has the glitter only on the tip, but on the French tip part where it's got the light blue. And then lastly, the 2 colourful nails that we've got going on. We're only going to place a couple at the top and at the bottom, depending on where you've got the nude. And almost like in a little bit of a cluster. And that's it. You don't want anywhere further or anything like that. You just really want to keep it there. And it will go into the lamp. And if it's bumpy, I do go ahead and apply another layer of base coat, and then it will go into the lamp again. Now that it's out, basically we're going to use a transfer foil gel. Now this one's from Nail Nails. It's really good. I have actually not come across a bad one, to be honest, before. I've tried AliExpress, I've tried Nail Nails here, of course. They all work the same in my opinion. So if you're struggling with your transfer foil gel, make sure once it comes out of the lamp, leave it to chillax for a little while on the side. Don't go straight in with your foil. Leave it for, I don't know, 5 minutes. Go do something else, come back, then apply your transfer foil, and you will have such a nice experience applying your foil. Although today I was actually in a bit of a rush and it didn't really transfer as well as it usually does because I didn't listen to my own little advice, basically. So I did struggle ever so slightly, but it wasn't too tragic, luckily. But yeah, I don't really know what the science is behind it, but I just feel like when it goes into the lamp and it comes out, it's very warm and it's still very gooey and sticky. But if you leave it to chill, all of that kind of gooiness and stickiness and this weird kind of chemical that's happening cools down, and then it just leaves the tacky, not yeah, I guess it's always tacky, but it's almost like wet looking, like almost gooey. But if you leave it to chill, it almost like goes away, and all you've got is that nice dry sticky layer where you place your transfer foil, you remove it, and it basically almost fully comes through. So I always use my fingers. I never used tools. I've tried to use tools in the past. It just doesn't work for me. I really like to feel what I'm pushing down, and when I'm using tools, I don't really like it personally. And as you can basically see, that with my technique of leaving it for a bit, using your fingers doesn't really impact it much. I know sometimes people say don't use your fingers. Again, I think it's because when you use your fingers, you're heating up that gel again, because your fingers are warm, and when you're pressing down, you're actually heating up the gel polish that you've just cooled again, which is then causing that horrible tacky layer that it just won't transfer, and it's almost becoming gooey again. So I think that's what's going on here, but this is all just my speculation. I haven't done any research or, any scientific study on this, but it's just what I've observed through using transfer foil gels and heard other people's opinions and, things like that, basically. So now that we've got our foils transferred, so we've got only 2 nails that basically have the flower on the French tip nail and that full blue nail. Now it's time to apply our matte top coats. So we've got the 4 nails that are going to have that here. We are using my Madam Glam matte top coats. It's absolutely unreal. Highly recommend it. And then it's going to go into the lamp for a nice cure, and now they are matte. Here it is. It looks so cool with the glitter in the background and then the flowers on top with it being matte. It's such a cool little look. So now using some Madam Glam nail art gel, it's their white one here. I'm just going to do a couple of dots here and there just around the flowers, and then I'm going to pop it into the lamp. Possibly there is another little bit that I'm going to do on this nail. I'm not too sure if I do it in this clip or if I'm going to come back to this nail. The next bit is a little bit difficult in the sense that you have to have a steady hand, or at least try to have one anyways, to go around the petals. Now, obviously, this transfer foil isn't very clear with the petals, so I kind of just made my own opinion where the petals start and end. So you see in just a second what I mean about that. But you can't really see clearly the structure of each petal, if that makes sense. It almost feels like they kind of blend into one another. So I kind of started to make up my own little decision where each petal is and where it isn't and stuff like that. So on the French tip nail right now, I'm just using that white, and I'm going to, again, so difficult. I always struggle. I don't know whether it's just me or just doing these curved lines. It's just a pain. And of course, I'm trying to make the lines as similar to one another as possible. I don't want any areas thicker than the other line, so a bit of a pain, but I'm outlining that smile line again, both sides of that darker blue. Here it is all done. Now it's time for those flowers. So here I'm just kind of guessing where a petal would kind of go to the middle and out, and I'm very gently trying to just curve my lines and just draw out the petals. It's a little bit difficult, but as long as you're just taking your time. As you can see here, I'm not too fussed about the thickness of my petals, in the sense of I'm not trying to make them all fully the same. It just felt to me a little bit impossible, so some are a bit thicker than others. And the clip it, for example, here I just cut out is because I just had to do it off camera. I just had to really have it close to me and really see what I'm doing. But I will show you guys the other nail that's currently in the background, the other full blue nail that we have flowers on. I will do that one too, but it will be off camera. And then I'll just show you guys what it looks like in the camera in a second. But now on these 2 nails, I'm going to use the white. We'll do the same thing on the other nail too. And I'm just using the white to outline the colours next to each other, basically. Now this bit is much easier than the bits that we did a minute ago. And then with the white is, I just do a couple of extra lines just for some extra detail. And then again, it'll go into the lamp. Make sure you cure it as per the instructions. This is a nail art gel, so it's a bit thicker and everything like that. So if it says 60 seconds, make sure you do it for 60 seconds because it's most likely not going to cure properly and it will cause you problems, especially if you're actually using the product on the client. Of course, for me today, no one's using these nails. This is just for design and content purposes for you guys. So no one's wearing these. These are hopefully just inspirational designs and videos and tutorials or whatever you want to call it. So this is the other nail here. I think in a second we're going to do the glitter part where we do the little stars with a dotting tool. So that will go into the lamp. Here we are. So with a dotting tool, I'm going to do 2 stars, right pretty much in the center where the glitter is. But the dots, you want them to be one higher, one lower, just because you need to drag out the lines for the star and you don't want them kind of overlapping too much. So here's the first attempt, basically. We'll do the exact same thing on the other nail. And then once you've got your stars down, you want to do a couple of little dots all around it, almost like little stars, but not too much. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to do like the full-on, cover the whole nude bit with dots. Just a couple here and there, wherever you feel like necessary. I absolutely love busy sets, so you'll find me always adding a bunch of dots and things where sometimes it's probably not necessary, but you'll find me doing that for sure. But if you're more into just minimalistic kind of nails, a bit more simpler, then things like, doing the stars you could maybe pass out on, or the glitter. There's a couple of things you can always just skip rather than add them in and just make a bit more of a simpler set. So here's the other nail being done. Back with the dots again, back into the lamp. We will have some crystals that we're going to use. I think it might be the next step actually. The crystals, very simple, very easy, nothing too crazy, just a couple of ABs. I got some new caviar beads from Shein, and unfortunately I thought they were just regular gold sparkly, the shiny caviar beads. Unfortunately not. Oh, here's the nail with the lines around the flowers. So they're not really that shiny, which is a bit of a shame, but it's okay. I'll still use them. They still look really pretty. It's just not as pretty, if you know what I mean. So on this nail here, I'm going to place 3 crystals. One large one in the center, and then one smaller on either side. Here I'm just trying to find the exact same size. There we go. And then the gold caviar beads in between the crystals. So I don't know if you can see here, although they don't look that bad, but they are very different. I've never seen these kind of caviar beads before. They came in a humongous bag, I have to admit, and they were incredibly cheap, like £1 for like a million. There's loads. I don't think I'll ever finish them, to be honest with you. I'll have to do millions and millions of sets to actually finish. So that's good. That's kind of why I was drawn to them. I thought to myself, you get so much and it's £1. I absolutely adore Shein for nail products. So giving it a go. This one unfortunately disappoints a little bit, but it's okay. We'll still use it. I don't like wasting things, and yeah, it still does the purpose, which is amazing. They do have other, of course, caviar beads. It was just this one I was drawn to specifically because I just thought, oh my god, it's just so much. But they do others, so don't be scared that all the caviar beads that they sell are just like that. It's not at all. It's just this specific one. So on these kind of colourful nails with the glitter on them, I am placing the same kind of crystal placement, but just on the bottom line where we've got that blue on the white line, basically. And you kind of want to slant it, you kind of want to make it look like it's going with the white line that you've created. So here we're just using a dotting tool. I'm going to push it into place. And again, for the last time now, on the very last nail, which is this one. Same thing, just the other one had at the top, this one's going to have at the bottom here. Same thing, same crystals. Hopefully, if I find the right sizes. Same caviar beads in between. Pop it into the lamp. And we've finally finished our set. So today is a very long video. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm in a massive chatty mood as well. So it's been quite nice actually to talk to you guys for a little bit. And yeah, so remember all the discount codes in the description for you guys. What else can I tell you? I don't think I ever talk about like nails I use. So the nails are actually from Cards. It's one of their like stiletto ones. I usually get them on, where do I get them? On eBay actually. Quite accessible and they come really quickly and they're pretty much the same price as they are on AliExpress. So rather than waiting forever, I can just buy on eBay and have it with me in the next like 2 days, which is great. And then the metal bit that's holding my nails is a metal file actually, guys. But yeah, here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!